And hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln. Welcome to Oklahoma Sportscene here at the Wee Street Ice Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Take a look at our show lineup for you. The new head football coach of the University of Tulsa, Tre Lamb, joins us here on set to talk about the Golden Hurricane. KJ Kindler, coach of OU's women's gymnastics team, is with us about their 7th national championship. And Alan Bratton, Oklahoma State men's golf coach, talk about their 12th Big 12 championship in golf. And we'll have information on the Bucky charity golf event coming up later on this month. But first, let's take a look at our Tulsa World Hot Topics. The Oklahoma City Thunder completed their first-round NBA playoff 4-game sweep of the Memphis Grizzlies. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the way with 28 points. For the second year in a row, OKC swept their first-round opponent. Thunder now move to the NBA semifinals. We'll wait the winner of the Los Angeles Clippers Denver Nuggets series in the West. The National Football League held its 3-day draft in Green Bay, Wisconsin. 257 players from 80 different colleges selected, led by Tennessee Titans' #1 pick, Miami of Florida quarterback Cam Ward, then Heisman Trophy winner, 2A player Travis Hunter from Colorado, taken #2 by the Jacksonville Jaguars. The big surprise of the first day, though, was that Colorado star quarterback Shedeur Sanders, the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, was not taken until round 5, the 145th pick by the Cleveland Browns. By conferences, the SEC, as usual, led the way, 79 picks, followed by the Big 10 with 71. Atlantic Coast Conference had 42. The Big 12 had 31. By schools, Ohio State, the national champions, had 14 players drafted, followed by Georgia with 13, Texas with 12. Oklahoma State had 4 players picked, while OU had just 2, its lowest number since 2002. This past Thursday night, our former area NFL football alums hosted their annual Ultimate NFL Draft Party at the River Spirit Casino. Solid crowd over 300 got to mix and mingle with former NFL and college players, benefited Oklahoma high school athletic programs with checks totaling $30,000 distributed to 12 high schools. Tulsa Ice Holders, facing elimination in the Kelly playoffs, came back to beat Kansas City 4-1 at the BOK Center, pushing Game 5 to Kansas City for a game there on Monday night. And Game 7 necessary would be on Wednesday. FC Tulsa lost its to Knoxville SC on penalty kicks 4-2. Tulsa scored its fastest goal of the season, a goal by Taylor Kalahara just 2 minutes into the match. Then a goal in the final minute of stoppage time by Hassan Toure for a 2-2 tie. But they lost in the penalty shootout 4-2. Tulsa Soccer Club finished its current 3-game road trip. They head to the West Coast this Saturday, May 3rd, to meet Orange County FC. Then the following Saturday, May 10th, El Paso Locomotive comes to town, match at One Oak Field. Our Tulsa Drillers are back here for a series with Arkansas, April 29th to May 4th. And the Tulsa Oilers Indoor Football League team with a 2-2 record had an open date this past weekend. Now they get back ready to host Green Bay this Saturday, May 3rd, BOK at 7:05. Tulsa will be out looking for revenge after a rough 74-68 loss in overtime to Green Bay back on the April 11th. An SEC softball showdown series, Oklahoma swept Texas to move into first place in its first season in the Southeastern Conference with 1 series left to play. Sooners beat the Longhorns 9-8 on Sunday afternoon in Norman, Oklahoma to improve to 41-5 on the season, 15-5 in the SEC. Texas, by the way, has not won a softball game in Oklahoma in 11 years. Coming up next, we'll meet the new head football coach of the University of Tulsa. All the things you know about the Golden Hurricane with Tre Lamb right after this break.
It's that time again, Tulsa. Your Tulsa Oilers indoor football team is back in action. Saturday night, May 3rd, 7:05 at the BOK Center. The Oilers turn up the heat on the Green Bay Blizzard. The first 1,000 fans 12 and under get a free youth jersey. It's time to experience the lightning-fast, hard-hitting, pad-popping excitement of professional indoor football. Get your tickets now at TulsaOilersFootball.com. TulsaOilersFootball.com. That's TulsaOilersFootball.com.
Our story. It lives in Tulsa, where the spirit of the past lives alongside us and urges us on toward a vibrant future. Because our story is still being written. It's the story of Tulsa, told by the journalists who live it and love it. Whether it's covering our rich history, bringing you the hidden gems of the food scene, or following the action in local sports. And here, in the Tulsa world, is where it comes to life.
Pitch, Casey lines it down the left field line. Drillers win!
Baseball, fireworks, Food and family, it's all in Tulsa at One Oak Field. Score your Drillers season membership today with plans and prices fit for every fan. Whether you want to catch every game or select nights, we know you will have a great time at the ballpark. We're proud to offer a variety of membership options, so don't wait. Contact a Drillers rep who will personally help you find the right plan for you. It's all in Drillville for 2025.
The Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town, is the only place you can skate like the pros. With 2 rinks, there's always time to strap on the blades and hit the ice. The Wee Street Ice Center at 43rd and Yale is your family fun destination. Try out the game simulator rooms or hit the arcade. When you get hungry, grab a bite at Puck's Sports Bar and Grill with delicious food, great drink specials, and more. It's Midtown Tulsa's coolest entertainment center. Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town. Come get your skate on.
You know, last week here on Oklahoma Sportscene, we wrapped up the spring practices for Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. Now it's time for our team. Tulsa Golden Hurricane wrapping up their spring ball. With us now, the new head coach, Tre Lamb. Coach, before we get into this team, let's talk more about you. Give us some of your background again for fans who haven't met you yet.
Yeah, I come from a football family. Got hired here December 9th. New athletic director, Justin Moore, came from Texas A&M. Decided to make a change after the season. And, you know, I played at Tennessee Tech, have a quarterback background. I'm the offensive play caller as well as the head coach. 35 years old, the third youngest head coach in all of Division I football. But that's enough about me. I'm going to be judged on wins and losses, and the players get that done. So let's move on and talk about those guys.
And your first spring practice here, what are your impressions of this, your first team?
Yeah, I think we did a great job in the January transfer portal. Brought in 19 transfers, and I can't imagine what we would look like if we had not have had those guys.
Wow,
I think
yeah. 9
of the 11 guys we brought in January will start that first game for us on offense. Yeah. And on defense, probably 6 or 7 of the 11 will start on defense. So that was a huge depth piece for us to get those guys in January. We had a really good 8 weeks in a weight room, broke a lot of power clean records and numbers, and got a lot stronger. And the administration's feeding our guys 3 times a day, which hasn't been done here at TU. We're paying our players compensation, which hasn't been done at TU. So this is not all just me working a miracle. It comes from the top down, and President Carson's done an awesome job, and Justin does a really good job as well.
It all begins, of course, and ends with the quarterback. Let's talk about quarterbacks. I know you had several out there trying for it, and you had one name familiar with a local kid too. Yeah,
Kirk Francis. If we played tomorrow, he'd be our starter, and I think he's good enough to win a league championship here. We got to get the right pieces around him. He's young. He needs to play more plays. He needs to get reps. But I foresee Kirk playing at TU for a long time and having a chance to compete and break some of the records that have been here offensively. We also have a transfer coming in from East Tennessee State, who I coached last year, as a young player that we feel like can push Kirk. And then we got a couple freshmen coming in. So, you know, it's almost like we got a quarterback on a rookie contract right now, where kind of like Brock Purdy with the San Francisco 49ers. We really need to get good players around him and let him play point guard.
Kirk Francis, of course, was a Metro Christian kid. We all knew him locally here, and actually started 6 games for the Hurricane last year too.
Yeah, he was a walk-on for Kevin Wilson his first year, and started as a true freshman a few games. And I wish we had been able to save his red shirt last year, but you know, it is what it is. He's got 3 years left. I feel really good about his ability. He's got a big arm. He's very, very smart, probably one of the smartest kids I've ever coached. He can get you out of a game with his legs, knows how to protect himself. He throws a really good deep ball. And our wide receivers had a great spring. What do you feel are still some of your needs as you get ready to think about the fall? Yeah, we're still bringing in some transfers this week on visits. We've got 2 pass rushers coming in town tomorrow and Wednesday. We've got another running back that we're looking at, bringing in another DB, another safety body. I think we're pretty much done on offense. We had a big weekend this weekend. We signed a 6'7" tackle from Ole Miss. We signed a 6'3" guard from Syracuse. So we had a pretty big haul this weekend. AJ Allen, a running back from University of Miami, Florida. So we had a good haul on offense. We're going to shore this thing up on defense this week. All right, the Lamb era at TU really officially kicks off on August the 30th. That's when Abilene Christian comes to town. People see that name and think, well, that's not a
big name school. Coach, they're a good football team. Had a big year last year.
Yeah, I think they won 9 games.
Yeah. 2 games in the playoffs, too.
Yeah, their defensive coordinator, or their head coach used to be the defense coordinator at TU.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got a lot of familiarity with the school, from the area. You know, he's really going to want to win that game. And, you know, we've got a lot to prove. We're undefeated right now, but we also haven't won a game. And we know we got to put a lot of work in this summer. We've got finals next week, so the guys are going to be able to go home for a couple weeks, and then we'll bring them back in the summer, Memorial Day weekend. We'll have them here for the rest of the year.
That first Saturday in September, TU is on the road at New Mexico State. Then they come back and, interestingly, open the American Athletic Conference. All they're doing is going against Navy, a team that, remember, beat Oklahoma in the bowl game.
Yeah, Navy does a great job. You know, they run a very unique offense. Kind of a unique situation because they can't take transfers. So their guys come in as freshmen, or they're on the freshman team, and they develop and they develop and they develop, and then they play together for 4 years, which is rare. You know, now you don't see that. Guys are adding transfers and transfer portal. They don't do that. So you're playing a very mature team, a very disciplined team. That's going to be a tough game for us to win. They've got a senior quarterback who's really good, and I think they won 10 games last year and beat Army in the Commander's Trophy Cup there at the end.
And then OU in the bowl game, too.
OU in the bowl game.
Wow.
Yeah.
So talk about a big game coming. Everybody has their own circle at Oklahoma State. That game is in Stillwater on September the 19th. It's a Friday night game.
Yeah, that was for TV purposes.
Right.
We're going to be on ESPN that night. I think it would be the only, maybe 1 of 2 games on in college football. So they asked me, do we want to play on Friday night? I said, get me in front of as many people as can watch the game. And our kids really want exposure. It helps us in recruiting to be able to say we play on ESPN and ESPN2. I think we got a Friday night game against those guys, and we play another Thursday night game late in the year at East Carolina, and that's on ESPN2.
Then in the American Athletic Conference, how good is this conference?
It's good. I think it's a really good offensive league right now. You see a lot of guys drafted out of this league on offense, skill players, centers, O-linemen, quarterbacks. Kid from Memphis just got picked up. You play a lot of variety and a lot of style of offense. You got spread, you got triple option, you've got teams that'll run the air raid. It's a variety of offenses week to week. We want to be the most consistent team. It's difficult at times when you're kind of meshing a team together over a 6-week period in the summer with new transfers. Sometimes you see inconsistent play show up, and that's one of our core values. We want to play consistently. We want to be the same team each week. If you're going to beat us, by God, you're going to have to beat us, and we don't want to beat ourselves.
Coming up on the second half with our conversation with Coach Tre Lamb, we'll talk the college state of college football, the portals and NILs and all that goes into the new college game. Right after this timeout on Oklahoma Sports Scene.
The Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town, is the only place you can skate like the pros. With 2 rinks, there's always time to strap on the blades and hit the ice. The Wee Street Ice Center at 43rd and Yale is your family fun destination. Try out the game simulator rooms or hit the arcade. When you get hungry, grab a bite at Puck's Sports Bar and Grill with delicious food, great drink specials, and more. It's Midtown Tulsa's coolest entertainment center. Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town. Come get your skate on.
The Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame, home of the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award, is a treasure trove of memorabilia honoring Oklahoma sports legends. For museum hours or to schedule a tour, go to oklahomasportshalloffame.org.
Founded in 1960, Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing has been dressing gentlemen for over half a century. We are family owned and operated, offering premium brand tuxedos and accessories at our Tulsa store on South Harvard. Bashira's also does made-to-measure suits, sports coats, dress shirts, and slacks, and a top line of sportswear. We do tailoring on-site to assure the perfect fit so you will look your very best for that special occasion. Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing, an Oklahoma tradition.
It's that time again, Tulsa. Your Tulsa Oilers indoor football team is back in action. Saturday night, May 3rd, 7:05 at the BOK Center. The Oilers turn up the heat on the Green Bay Blizzard. The first 1,000 fans 12 and under get a free youth jersey. It's time to experience the lightning-fast, hard-hitting, pad-popping excitement of professional indoor football. Get your tickets now at TulsaOilersFootball.com. TulsaOilersFootball.com. That's TulsaOilersFootball.com.
And welcome back to Oklahoma Sportscene at the Reed Street Ice Center with the pucks flying around behind us here. And with the first-year head football coach of the University of Tulsa, Tre Lamb. Today, a lot happening in the world of college football. Last week, they said the NCAA signed off on the new NIL thing, waiting for a federal judge, I guess, to make it official. But what is the impact? What are your thoughts on name, image, likeness?
Yeah, so it's essentially going to come in-house. So the universities are going to be able to pay the players straight out of scholarship money at their discretion. There's a salary cap for every school, for every sport, and the AD decides what that is, and the president decides what that is. But we're able to move money in our athletic department, be able to fund our best players without having to do it from an NIL source or from donors.
Yeah.
So two things that make that an advantage for the donors. Number one, it's now tax deductible, because you can write a check to the university and earmark it for football.
Oh, nice.
Okay, where in the past, NIL, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And number two, I think it's going to become public information what these players are making with contracts much like the NFL, which I think is going to drive the price down for a lot of these guys.
Take a look at the reported NIL paid in football players. Reported 25 players being paid over $2 million, led by Texas quarterback Arch Manning. He's supposedly at $6.6 million reportedly. And OU's new transfer, quarterback from Washington State, John Mateer, is getting, they said, $4.7 million. So you wonder, how does the University of Tulsa, smallest enrollment Division I, always fought above our weight for sure, but how can they compete with that kind of money?
Yeah, we gotta worry about ourselves, right?
Yeah.
We gotta win at our level. We're never gonna have what OU and Oklahoma State have. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oklahoma is gonna be they're gonna max it out at $18 million for their football roster, plus another 10 in NIL. They'll end up paying their football roster $28 million. Oklahoma State will be somewhere in the $20 million range. We'll be somewhere in the $3 to $5 million range. So we're really focused on being competitive in our league.
Right,
we want to beat the Boise States, the Washington States, the North Texases, the Memphises, the South Floridas. We want to compete at our level. It's almost like a boutique hotel, right? Like if you're going to a big city, yeah, you could go stay at the JW Marriott. You could go stay, at the big giant high rises. There's also this cool little hotel. It's about $450 a night, right there in town. That's very quaint and it's a good spot. And that's kind of what we're using in recruiting. We will certainly pay our players equal to what everybody else in our conference is doing, and we're going to be fine. I feel like we're really ahead of the game for where we're at right now.
I was impressed too at your opening press conference there with the commitment that you received there from the university president and from the new athletic director, get you on a level playing field here. Yeah,
Justin's done a great job, and I'm not ever going to be one to complain or cry or make excuses, right? I've been a head coach for 5 years. I know what it's like, transfer market, COVID, NIL, like none of it bothers me anymore. You kind of just got to let it roll off your back and go on to the next issue. Solve the problem, go on to the next one. But I'm really excited about where we're at. None of our guys are ever going to make life-changing money in Tulsa. They're not. I mean, we may have a few guys make six figures, $100,000 a year, which is great money.
Wow, yeah.
It's terrific money. I can't imagine even saying that out loud when I played 12 years ago.
Sure, yeah.
But we're really advising our guys on what to do with the money. We bring in a tax specialist. They have to pay taxes on it. We bring in credit specialists, real estate specialists, really teach them how to save their money and budget their money. Yeah. I want them all to have a little nest egg when they graduate. Yeah. But I also don't want to coach guys that are making $6 million a year. Yeah. I don't think that'd be very fun. It's not worth it.
Teams also are now adding general managers. Mm-hmm. And now you look at talking about in the future super conferences, and also look at some of the players' union possibly. All that on the horizon.
Yeah, I think the contracts are literally turning into NFL contracts. If you leave, there's a buyout. If you get hurt, there's a buyout. If you don't go to class, there's a buyout.
Oh, good.
So you can take the money from them at any given time for reasons off the field. So I think we're trending in that direction with the NFL model. It should be good for the coaches. I like it because I can hold guys accountable.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you don't want to show up to a meeting? You don't want to try hard? Yeah. Just go in the portal,
Been impressed, Tre, also with you and your staff. Heard a lot of the area high school football coaches. They have really been impressed how your staff has come on locally, looking to recruit local high school talent in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's a big deal for us. I told somebody the other day, the 5 big schools here in Tulsa.
Yeah.
You got Owasso, Broken Arrow,
Jenks,
Union, Jinx,
yeah.
and
Owasso, Broken Arrow, Jenks, Union, Bixby.
Bixby.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't forget those 11-time state champions.
Yeah, sure.
If we could do well in those schools,
Yeah.
I would put those 5 schools up against anybody in the country. Georgia, Florida, Texas. Now, do we have the mass? No.
Yeah.
But this pocket of football is really good. And if we can get these transfers to come back home and want to play for Tulsa's team, that could also be a big deal.
All right, Coach Lamb, tell the folks here, what can these fans expect then?
Well, we're going to play really fast on offense. You're going to see us throw the ball a little bit more this year than I would like to. That's just the strength of our team.
Yeah.
I could see us throwing it 40, 50 times a game. Our receivers are our best players right now, and we got some transfer running backs. We're trying to move the pieces up front, but I expect us to score. I think the defense will be a little bit behind this year just with what we inherited. We inherited out of 133 FBS teams, Tulsa was ranked 133 on defense.
Yeah.
So we're going to find a way to get some stops, play good sound defense. You're not going to have discipline issues. You're going to see guys running on and off the field, guys playing with great effort. All the stuff that was taught in the 1920s still applies
right,
today.
yeah.
It still applies. Football is still football. Teams win, chemistry wins, hustle wins, and our team's going to out-hustle everybody we play.
Well, you certainly made a great impression on the fans so far and the team, and I loved you in the press conference. You said, by the way, get ready to go to a bowl game. I almost fell out of my chair there. Why not, right?
Yeah, we're right. That would be underperforming in my opinion.
Wow.
We want to shoot for the moon. 10, 11 wins is our goal every year. Win the American Conference, and if we fall short at a bowl game, we fall short at a bowl game. But I'm not going to sit here and make bowl games our goal.
Ready for some football.
Let's do it.
Tre Lamb, thank you,
Yeah.
buddy. Thanks for coming in, Coach.
you.
Look forward to having you this
Yeah.
season as well. Going to come back with a champion from Oklahoma. Not football, women's gymnastics. 7-time champion, national champion, Coach KJ Kindler joins us right after the break.
It's that time again, Tulsa. Your Tulsa Oilers indoor football team is back in action. Saturday night, May 3rd, 7:05 at the BOK Center. The Oilers turn up the heat on the Green Bay Blizzard. The first 1,000 fans 12 and under get a free youth jersey. It's time to experience the lightning-fast, hard-hitting, pad-popping excitement of professional indoor football. Get your tickets now at TulsaOilersFootball.com. TulsaOilersFootball.com. That's TulsaOilersFootball.com.
Founded in 1960, Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing has been dressing gentlemen for over half a century. We are family-owned and operated, offering premium brand tuxedos and accessories at our Tulsa store on South Harvard. Bashira's also does made-to-measure suits, sports coats, dress shirts, and slacks, and a top line of sportswear. We do tailoring on-site to assure the perfect fit, so you will look your very best for that special occasion. Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing, an Oklahoma tradition.
Pitch, Casey lines it down the left field line. Drillers win!
Baseball, fireworks, food, and family, it's all in Tulsa at One Oak Field. Score your Drillers season membership today with plans and prices fit for every fan. Whether you want to catch every game or select nights, we know you will have a great time at the ballpark. We're proud to offer a variety of membership options, so don't wait. Contact a Drillers rep who will personally help you find the right plan for you. It's all in Drillville for 2025.
The Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town, is the only place you can skate like the pros. With 2 rinks, there's always time to strap on the blades and hit the ice. The Wee Street Ice Center at 43rd and Yale is your family fun destination. Try out the game simulator rooms or hit the arcade. When you get hungry, grab a bite at Puck's Sports Bar and Grill with delicious food, great drink specials, and more. It's Midtown Tulsa's coolest entertainment center. Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town. Come get your skate on.
The Oklahoma women's gymnastics team just won its 7th national championship. That is their 4th in the last 6 years. Headed up by their outstanding coach, KJ Kindler. Talked to KJ from his office in Norman, Oklahoma this week. Asked her about this being a redemption tour for as soon as 2025. He's had that disappointment, and they went for a three-peat last year in the national championships.
We were a great team last year, and as we know in sports, sometimes things happen. You know, we were well prepared, just on that one night, weren't quite ourselves. So we did spend much of this year living in the shadow of that failure. And it was a little tough, for our athletes to have that brought up week after week and to kind of live in that. But it was a great lesson for them as well. You had to rewrite that story, and they did that.
Leading wire to wire, you claimed your seventh national championship, 198.00125. I have no idea how that you score that in gymnastics. Total team score, well, all I know is it was enough to beat UCLA and claim that 25 national title. And now I guess it's time UCLA for second most all-time championships.
Yes. Yep. Pretty exciting.
What was the difference this year, KJ?
Yeah, I think our team chemistry was really amazing this year. We had great relationships on the team. We had a lot of freshmen, so normally you would call that a rebuilding year, but we also had this incredible senior class, and they really guided that youth through the season because our freshmen were remarkably consistent for being that young and never having been under this type of pressure. And so I'm really excited about the future, because they were amazing. But it was just honestly from top to bottom, hard work. Hard work pays off, and they believe that. There was a lot of detail-oriented work. I believe you got to sweat the small things. So those small things make a big difference at the end.
Well, that national title was the culmination of an incredible season for the Sooner Lady Gymnastics team. 33-2 dual record. First SEC regular season championship. Won NCAA regional title for a 15th straight year. And then 6 Sooners combined for 15 All-American honors. Tell us about some of your team leaders on this squad.
Yes, I mean, we must start with Jordan Bowers. She was the all-around NCAA champion. We don't have very many of those in the record books. And so pretty incredible for her to walk away with a team championship and a all-around championship. She was a great leader on the floor for us, always dialed in, never missed a competition in her entire career, which is mind-blowing. Then you have Audrey Davis and Danny Sievers, both definitely spiritual leaders for our team. They're very magnetic. People are very drawn to them. And they were the voice, I think, of the team. Certainly they contributed on the competition floor as well, but you could always hear their voice above anyone else's, and they really made a difference. And Danae Fletcher, great leader for us. She was injured this season, but took her role very seriously and was that big encouragement on the sideline. Those guys did an amazing job leading this team. And then I have to mention Faith Torres. Wow, what an amazing junior season. Finished third in the all-around. And she was so incredibly consistent this year. And a lot of people are drawn to her when they watch us compete because she's so loose when she competes. It's very unusual to see a gymnast be that loose and that comfortable and that relaxed in those environments. So the people who needed to be a little bit more like her, they gravitated toward her leadership.
Well, KJ Kindler, the women's gymnastics coach at the University of Oklahoma. KJ, what was it like to compete with that team for the first time in the Southeastern Conference?
Yes, I mean, we learned a lot. I've been doing this a long time, 34 years. And so this was a big growth period for me, something new that we had never done before, going into a new conference and certainly visiting new areas of the country and seeing how the fans react was certainly interesting. Definitely like the dynamic on the floor and how close the fans could get to you in the SEC conference. Never quite experienced that. No one liked us that much. So, those things, those were all new for us to handle. And it was good. It helped our team grow a lot. We were going to sold out arenas all over the country. Auburn was sold out. LSU was sold out. Georgia. I mean, it was packed to the ceiling everywhere we went. And so what a great experience for these women to be able to compete in front of fans that are loving gymnastics and not liking them, right? You just got to fight through it.
Okay, tell us about that exciting bus trip you had home from Fort Worth, Texas with your national championship trophy.
Yes, I mean, why not end it with a real big bang and a tornado warning? So We stopped there at WinStar Casino and took shelter on the way home because the weather was not good. We spent about 2 hours there hanging out and I guess, reminiscing about the day and its events. So it was a very interesting ending. I'm sure no one will forget it.
And you have some close ties to the Oklahoma City Thunder with a lady on your staff who has close ties to the Thunder team.
Yes, Ashley, our assistant coach. She's been with us 8 years, 8 seasons. Her husband is the head coach of the Thunder. And so, yes, she's still busy. We're not busy anymore, but she's still busy. She's busy cheering on that team.
Okay, how has women's gymnastics grown and improved in recent years, KJ?
Yeah, women's gymnastics, we were on ABC here in our national championship. We were on ABC twice this year. Like, that is huge for our sport. I think the beauty of our sport and clearly the popularity in the Olympics, every time the Olympics rolls around, it is the #1 watch sport on television. And Simone Biles certainly helped us out with that this last couple quads. But I would just say, what an incredible sport to watch. These women are high achieving in the classroom. Our team has over a 3.65 GPA. They are career oriented, but they're also incredibly athletic while also being graceful and elegant. I mean, the sport is amazing and very unique and different. And I think a lot of people gravitate toward it.
Everyone in college athletics talks about portal, NIL, and how it affects people. Now, the gymnast world, I understand there are four women making over $1 million NIL, led by that Livy Dunn of LSU, and reported $4.1 million. What do you think of NIL and portal?
Yes. Well, I'm not a fan of the portal for lots of reasons. I do believe there's always a moment in which an athlete feels they made a bad decision and they want to change schools, and that's a completely different situation than going up for bid. And so that's a tough thing for us to handle as coaches. I think it's tough for the athletes to handle. They're pulled in many directions. And something that I always believe that the experience is worth more than any dollar you could put on it. And if you're spending 1 year in 4 different locations, your experience cannot have depth. It can't have good relationships. So I'm not a big fan of the portal. Ours closes in mid-May, but we've had great success retaining our athletes, and those relationships are really important to us. NIL, of course, I want our athletes to have the opportunity to earn beyond their scholarships, those who have made a big name for themselves and those who are willing to do work for it and all of that. That's great for us. I love the fact that you don't have to go pro in gymnastics and you can come to college and also be in the Olympics. That was not a reality for us in earlier years. So there are a lot of positives about the NIL portion of it.
Nothing more positive than our coach, though. KJ Kindler, women's coach of gymnastics at the University of Oklahoma. Missing KG now is a statue for you, too. I think it's in the future.
I don't know about that.
Thanks, KJ.
Thank you.
We'll come right back with another championship coach right after this.
Winning racing action is back this spring at Remington Park. The top horses in quarter horse paint and Appaloosa racing are featured throughout the month of May at Remington Park. Saturday, May 31st is the final night of the season. It's Champions Night, led by Oklahoma's richest race, the $1 million Heritage Place Futurity. The Remington Park Racing Week is Thursday through Sunday. First race 6 p.m. nightly, Sunday racing at 4 p.m. Champions Night on May 31st begins at 5 p.m. The best racing, simulcast racing, and non-stop jackpot casino action is at Remington Park.
The Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town, is the only place you can skate like the pros. With 2 rinks, there's always time to strap on the blades and hit the ice. The Wee Street Ice Center at 43rd and Yale is your family fun destination. Try out the game simulator rooms or hit the arcade. When you get hungry, grab a bite at Puck's Sports Bar and Grill with delicious food, great drink specials, and more. It's Midtown Tulsa's coolest entertainment center. Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town. Come get your skate on.
Founded in 1960, Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing has been dressing gentlemen for over half a century. We are family-owned and operated, offering premium brand tuxedos and accessories at our Tulsa store on South Harvard. Macheras also does made-to-measure suits, sports coats, dress shirts, and slacks, and a top line of sportswear. We do tailoring on-site to assure the perfect fit so you will look your very best for that special occasion. Ed Macheras, formal wear and fine clothing, an Oklahoma tradition.
It's that time again, Tulsa. Your Tulsa Oilers indoor football team is back in action. Saturday night, May 3rd, 7:05 at the BOK Center. The Oilers turn up the heat on the Green Bay Blizzard. The first 1,000 fans 12 and under get a free youth jersey. It's time to experience the lightning-fast, hard-hitting, pad-popping excitement of professional indoor football. Get your tickets now at TulsaOilersFootball.com. TulsaOilersFootball.com. That's TulsaOilersFootball.com.
How about those Cowboys? The Oklahoma State University golf men's team just won their 12th Big 12 championship tournament. No less than at Southern Hills Country Club this past week. It's a program that has set the standard in college golf. 42 tournament titles, 36 individual medalists, including this year, there's a super sophomore, Preston Stout. The kid from Richland, Texas, got the Cowboys off to a great start, birding 4 of their first 5 holes on his way to a 67. Here's the Cowboys head coach of men's golf, Alan Bratton.
There's been a lot of things accomplished at Oklahoma State, so it's difficult to do something that no one's ever done, and at least to the good. And as far as I can tell, researching in our media guide, he's our first guy to ever win a conference championship as a freshman and a sophomore. So I know he's intending to be here for 4 years, and we'll see if he's able to continue that trend next year at Prairie Dunes.
And just the third two-time individual champion in the Big 12 golf history. And he got a great shot out of the gates on Thursday. 4 of his first 5 holes, he birdied on the way to a 67 at Southern Hills.
Yeah, that was, as a coach, it's great. I believe we were 6 shots ahead at the start of the final round. And with Preston's start, with 3 birdies and a couple of other good starts from guys, we had a 15-shot lead after about 3 or 4 holes. So that made for kind of a victory lap, certainly took stress off the old coach. And the only thing that was up in the air was, would he be able to win the individual, and he got it done.
And with that Big 12 championship, you also qualified, got the automatic Big 12 bid to the NCAA Regionals, May 12th to the 14th.
Yeah, that's we were going to get to go to the regional anyway, but what it did do is it may have changed where we go, which we'll be happy to go anywhere. But they redid the rankings today and they moved us up to number 2 in the country. So we'll find out for sure on Wednesday. But I think it's highly likely that we will go to Champaign, Illinois for our regional. Which again, I don't really have a preference, but it's kind of nice to stay in the middle of the country in our part of the world, and we like that style of golf. One of the kids on our team is from Chicago, so that'll be nice for him to be close to family and friends. And we'll need to get our team ready for the challenge that is presented regardless of what regional we go to. And we'll keep getting ready and on our ultimate goal to hopefully be hoisting the trophy at the end of the year.
Well, the medalist Preston Stout at sophomore, an incredible performance, but there were other guys on this team. The other guys made the all Big 12 team. Talk about your other golfers on this Big 12 championship squad.
Yeah, our best player has been Ethan Fang all year. He's been super consistent. I think he's only been outside of the top 10 twice, and he's been one of the best players in the country all year long. You've got Preston. We've got another sophomore, Eric Lee, who I believe has 4 or 5 top 10s in a row right now. He's really continued to move up in the rankings and been a very solid performer all year long. He's been in the top 25 every time, and he's on a run of top 10s. Then Gavin Lane is another sophomore. We've got 4 sophomores and a freshman. Very talented, has a couple top 10 finishes recently and a couple of top 5s, within that top 10. Hits the ball a long way, just a really talented kid with a great short game. And then finally, Philip Fahlberg Johnson from Sweden. He's a freshman, and he's done a good job of maturing and fitting in with the group, paying attention to the veteran leadership that we have, and has been a contributor all year. And then our sub, John Wild, has been ready if needed. He's got a couple top finishes this year, had a great round about a month ago at Maridoe, and he's competed a lot for us. And if we need to go to the bench because for whatever reason, I know he'll be ready to go.
Well, the future looks bright, Coach Bratton. This is a very young golf team.
For sure. We've got a young group of 11 on the entire roster. 10 of them are either freshmen or sophomores. So it's hard to stay in the present as a coach, not get ahead of yourself and think we've got a good team this year and we should be good for the long term. But I'll just continue to live in the present. That's how we want our guys to play. That's how I'll coach. We're always recruiting and trying to attract the best fits that we can for the culture of the program. And we certainly have it with this young group. And we'll be just looking to continue to build on that every year and follow in the footsteps of those guys that came before us.
Well, finally, Alan, one of the great things about the tradition of Oklahoma State golf, this just amazed me. You're just the fourth head coach of this program since it started in 1947. LeBron Harris, 47 to 73. Of course, Mike Holder, 73 to 2005. Mike McGraw, 2005 to 2013. Now, Alan Bratton, a pretty select club.
I'm really blessed. I was able to play golf at Oklahoma State, and I know what it means to be a part of the program. I've been a part of the program I sent Coach Holder a message yesterday about how he had inspired me before I ever met him, and I've known him for 36 years. So that's home for me. That's all I know, and I understand what a responsibility it is to continue to maintain the standard that we've had for a long, long time. So I'm a product of the program, and hopefully we can keep attracting players that are the right fit, like I said, and the guys that we have right now certainly are that, and I couldn't be prouder to be leading the program at my alma mater.
Alan Bratton, the head men's golf coach at Oklahoma State University. What a great job he has done. We're going to right back with some more golf. Talk about a tournament that is also tied to Oklahoma State. It's called the Bucky Memorial. A good friend Fred Hunter is here to tell us all about it right after this break.
Winning racing action is back this spring at Remington Park. The top horses in quarter horse paint and Appaloosa racing are featured throughout the month of May at Remington Park. Saturday, May 31st is the final night of the season. It's Champions Night, led by Oklahoma's richest race, the $1 million Heritage Place Futurity. The Remington Park Racing Week is Thursday through Sunday. First race 6 p.m. nightly, Sunday racing at 4 p.m. Champions Night on May 31st begins at 5 p.m. The best racing, simulcast racing, and non-stop jackpot casino action is at Remington Park.
Our story, it lives in Tulsa, where the spirit of the past lives alongside us and urges us on toward a vibrant future. Because our story is still being written. It's the story of Tulsa, told by the journalists who live it and love it. Whether it's covering our rich history, bringing you the hidden gems of the food scene, or following the action in local sports. And here, in the Tulsa world, is where it comes to life.
Founded in 1960, Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing has been dressing gentlemen for over half a century. We are family owned and operated, offering premium brand tuxedos and accessories in our Tulsa store on South Harvard. Bashira's also does made-to-measure suits, sports coats, dress shirts and slacks, and a top line of sportswear. We do tailoring on site to assure the perfect fit so you will look your very best for that special occasion. Ed Bashira's Formal Wear and Fine Clothing, an Oklahoma tradition.
The Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame, home of the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award, is a treasure trove of memorabilia honoring Oklahoma sports legends. For museum hours or to schedule a tour, go to oklahomasportshalloffame.org.
Indoor football is back, Tulsa, and season tickets are going quick. Don't miss Saturday night entertainment starting as low as $9 a month. The Tulsa Oilers indoor football team kicks off again in March, Saturday nights, 7 p.m. BOK Center. Season tickets are on sale now. Go to TulsaOilersFootball.com. That's TulsaOilersFootball.com. Get your season tickets now. Don't miss your chance to experience the fast-paced, helmet-hitting, pad-popping excitement of professional indoor football. TulsaOilersFootball.com.
Seems good timing. We just finished with the championship golf coach at Oklahoma State University, Alan Bratton, as those guys, the Cowboys, won their 12th Big 12 golf championship at Southern Hills this past week. And now we got some more Oklahoma State ties coming in for another big tournament. And the great friend of mine, Fred Hunter, longtime coach and athletic director in this area here. But the event is what they call the Bucky. It's a golf tournament with heart. Now, very close to you, of course. Please mind your younger brother,
right?
Late Bucky here.
My younger brother, played football at Oklahoma State.
Tight end, right?
Tight end, and went into the oil casing business after graduation, and was in the business a long time. and he got cancer. And he battled and battled and battled, and he lost his battle to cancer in 2015. And I get a call from his widow, Jenny, and she said, the guys in the business want to do a golf tournament in his honor and give the money to his charity. And I looked at her and I said, Jenny, you got to have money and sponsors.
Yeah.
She said, will you go to the meeting? And I said, I'll go. Well, I went home and told my wife, Nancy, I said, I should have known in the whole business they were ready to go.
Yeah.
So, Chris, we had our first tournament in 2017, and we raised $17,000 after expenses. We are a nonprofit, so
Right.
After we pay expenses, we have to give it away. And to make a long story short, we're in our 10th tournament, and last week we went over $1 million gross for the 10 tournament. And this is a special year since it's the 10th year.
Right.
And we have grown and grown. We used to have it at Indian Springs Country Club.
Right, you changed courses this
We
year,
changed
yeah?
courses. That was Bucky's course. He took his customers out there.
Right.
But we have grown so much, we've outgrown it. We needed a place with 2 courses. So we did a little research, and we're going to Paige Belcher because they're going to give us both courses.
Oh, wow.
And
So you have that many golfers, right? 2 flights. Wow.
we right now we're at 215 golfers. And for this year, out of that million, we're just right at $200,000 for this tournament.
Wow.
Of course, you know, being in the sports business for so many years, sponsors and good people on your board, and we have 3 of the best. Larry Compton out of Edmond, Oklahoma, which worked with Bucky in the oil casing business. It was his idea. And Shannon Ross out of Houston, Texas, gets our sponsors. She's the money woman.
Wow, yeah.
And then we have Chandra Clark out of Oklahoma City, and she pays our bills, which you got to have that person.
That's true for sure.
And we have 3 or 4 other people on the board. A couple of them played football with Bucky, one at Nathan Hale High School, Mark Strimple, and then Gary Bartlett at Oklahoma State, and we have a couple others in the business. But Chris, it has really taken off, and I'm surprised.
Let's talk about the 3 charities and the benefits.
Bucky's 3 favorite areas were Oklahoma State, obviously, so the Eddie Sutton Foundation, Cowboys versus Cancer, since he lost his life, gets our biggest contribution. And he loved the vets, so the Folds of Honor gets our second biggest check. And Tony Beata, the head of the Patriot Golf Day, comes to our tournament every year, and they provide stuff for us. And our last charity is on 11th and Yuga, the Center for Individuals with Physical Challenges.
Exactly, yeah.
And
I work with them too. Good people there.
They are good people. And we will pay our expenses, courses, gifts, all that, and what's left, we give it away.
Fred, any openings for golfers this late?
We have, right now, we can take 240 golfers. We're at 215.
Wow.
And we still have 10 days. So we can take a few more. And if you're interested in putting a team together, if you'll go to our website, the-bucky.com, you can register. Or if you're just interested in our causes, there's a donation tab there also.
Fred, as always, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
Many,
Many years, Coach.
A lot of years, a lot of coaching here, buddy. Fantastic. Will Rogers and, of course, Holland Hall. Come right back and we'll talk Kentucky Derby 151 after our Remington Race Report. It's coming up next. Stay with us.
Winning racing action is back this spring at Remington Park. The top horses in quarter horse paint and Appaloosa racing are featured throughout the month of May at Remington Park. Saturday, May 31st is the final night of the season. It's Champions Night, led by Oklahoma's richest race, the $1 million Heritage Place Futurity. The Remington Park Racing Week is Thursday through Sunday. First race 6 p.m. nightly, Sunday racing at 4 p.m. Champions Night on May 31st begins at 5 p.m. The best racing, simulcast racing, and non-stop jackpot casino action is at Remington Park.
Pitch, Casey lines it down the left field line. Drillers win!
Baseball, fireworks, food, and family, it's all in Tulsa at One Oak Field. Score your Drillers season membership today with plans and prices fit for every fan. Whether you want to catch every game or select nights, we know you will have a great time at the ballpark. We're proud to offer a variety of membership options, so don't wait. Contact a Drillers rep who will personally help you find the right plan for you. It's all in Drillville for 2025.
The Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame, home of the Paycom Jim Thorpe Award, is a treasure trove of memorabilia honoring Oklahoma sports legends. For museum hours or to schedule a tour, go to oklahomasportshalloffame.org.
The Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town, is the only place you can skate like the pros. With 2 rinks, there's always time to strap on the blades and hit the ice. The Wee Street Ice Center at 43rd and Yale is your family fun destination. Try out the game simulator rooms or hit the arcade. When you get hungry, grab a bite at Puck's Sports Bar and Grill with delicious food, great drink specials, and more. It's Midtown Tulsa's coolest entertainment center. Wee Street Ice Center, the coolest place in town. Come get your skate on.
The second big stakes night of the spring season played out in heavy rain mostly and over a sloppy track, but the top horses proved their mettle on Remington Park Futurity Night. In the main event, the $868,000 Remington Park Futurity, the top qualifier from each night of trials, Entice Me on a Monday, and Jamie Sintacha, facing the likes of Oklahoma Futurity winner Flying Joy 1, made for a great race. They're off in the Remington Park Futurity. Good start inside for Entice Me on a Monday. Jamie Sintacha also right there. Legal Cowgirl 1, 2, 3. Farther out, Flying Joy 1 starting to get into it now. So is AJ's Big Secret Cash. Up front, Jamie Sintacha powering on. Jamie Sintacha nose to nose with Illegal Cowgirl 1, 2, 3 and a photo finish. Jamie Sintacha came out on top with Illegal Cowgirl 1, 2, 3 second. I'm a Big Flash third, and Entice Me on a Monday fourth in the Remington Park Futurity. We will see many of these runners back in the Heritage Place Futurity trials in early May. Apolitical Muse was sixth in the Oklahoma Derby in March. She tried to improve on that effort in the $160,000 Remington Park Oaks for Oklahoma-bred 3-year-old fillies. Eyes of Wagging My Tail was the morning line favorite in the Oaks. They're off in the Remington Park Oaks. Good start up front. Apolitical Muse grabs the early lead. Now moving on right from the middle of the gate. BV Elena Ray taking over. BV Elena Ray and Apolitical Muse, these two necks apart, trying to come on toward the outside. Flying Bandita. And then inside a move now from the return of the cartel. Apolitical Muse finding more late. Apolitical Muse on top. Owned by Gregory Cullum of Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, trained by Jed Vane, and ridden by Juan Polito, Apolitical Muse paid $16.20 to win in the Oaks. In the $185,000 Remington Park Derby for 3-year-old Oklahoma breds, Relentless American, a winner of 9 of 11 career starts, was the morning line favorite from Gate 5. They're off in the Remington Park Derby. Good start. Relentless American comes away sharply. Also right there, Sunnyside Dynasty to the far outside. Valiant Painted Sign moving well at the rail is Lomax. Now trying to come on is Stetson. Stetson gaining ground along with Relentless American. These two battle inside. Sunnyside Dynasty way outside. Valiant Painted Sign, though, is right there. Valiant Painted Sign will get the edge. While Relentless American was game, it was the outside runner in post 10, Valiant Painted Sign, who was home first in the Derby, with Juan Polito up once again, paying $7.20 to win. Kentucky Derby week is here with the big simulcast from Churchill Downs on Saturday, May 3rd. Action from Churchill on May 3rd begins at 10 a.m. Remington Park live racing is at noon, with the Kentucky Derby happening just before 6 p.m. Central. Cole Battle, the Springboard Mile winner from December here at Remington Park, has been actively training at Churchill Downs for a few weeks to prep for his Kentucky Derby run. Advanced wagering on the Kentucky Derby is available at Remington Park all day on Friday, May 2nd. Remington Park races at 6 p.m. on Thursday, May 1st, and Friday, May 2nd, then Sunday racing at 4 p.m. And we're all set for the big Kentucky Derby Day simulcast here at Remington Park. In Oklahoma City, I'm Dale Day. Now back to Sportscene.
And as Dale told you, you can bet and watch the Kentucky Derby and the whole race program at Remington Park on Derby Day. And it is Derby Day, the first Saturday in May, the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby. $5 million the first year's here, grade 1, of course, with 3-year-olds going 1.25 miles. Take a look now at the field by post-position draw. Full field of 20 as always for the Derby. And the favorite right now is Journalism at 3-1, trained by Mike McCarthy. Also getting support is Sovereignty, second choice at 5-1. Locally, Cold Battle, who won the Remington Park 2-year-old race and won some races at Oaklawn Park. He's at 30-1. But American Promise, Dwayne Lucas at 80-some years old now at 30-1. And Bob Baffert back at the Kentucky Derby scene. He's got 2 horses in the field. Should be a heck of a race for the Kentucky Derby. NBC Sports' Randy Moss will join us next week to recap the Derby with all the inside analysis. But we also want to promote the Derby by playing one of our music features we did on ESPN several years ago. It talks about the triumph of being in the Kentucky Derby. Take a look at this special tribute to the greatest race in America, the Run for the Roses, the greatest 2 minutes in sports. So enjoy the Kentucky Derby. Pick a winner. As we always remind you, be a good sport. See you next week.